Praise the Lord, mighty prophet of the Lord.
Amen, Pastor Joanne. Well, the Lord has spoken with me today about the current wave of visitations that are taking place across the earth. And in this conversation tonight, this day, during the day, in this conversation that I'm relaying to you tonight, the Lord has spoken with me about His visitation to the nation of the Democratic Republic of Congo. He took me there. I've seen the meetings that will take place there. And there is going to be a big visitation in that country, the Democratic Republic of Congo. We have seen of late that the Lord is visiting these nations in a very mighty way. He's engaging with them. He's drawing them to Himself. He is now pulling them in the assembly, the sacred assembly of the nations. And it's a very blessed time because this is the time at which the Lord is assembling His church. He is giving them counsel, and also He is realigning them to the requirements of heaven, the requirements of Jehovah. Well, in that context, I have seen this afternoon the meeting in Congo. And in the conference, I think there's going to be a bit of a problem because there's so many pastors. However, there will be a problem with the PA system. And on top of that, I see the media, a lot of media running in. But the Lord does not allow His servant to talk to the media. And so there is going to be a big meeting. But I see also the false prophets in that land. This is now different from other nations. Yeah, because of all the nations, this I see here, the Lord is raising the red flag of the false prophets. The Lord presents it in such a way that when I arrive, they also claim to have received the message of the Lord on the coming of the Messiah. Then I hear the Lord rebuke them very severely that they are false and fake. And so there is going to be a purification in that land, a tremendous purification of the church. And we have seen in the most recent visitation across the earth, all the way from Italy to Finland to Brazil, into Zambia, Trinidad and Tobago, coming now to Angola. We have seen one very important common denominator. We have seen that the Lord is now winning the hearts of the pastors. He's winning the hearts of the pastors. They are now in love again. They are hearkening back to the truth of righteousness. And this is the most important cleanup that is taking place, the deep clean that is taking place in the house of the Lord. And so I've seen the meeting in Democratic the Republic of Congo, DRC Congo. And in these meetings I see a tremendous hunger, an unbearable hunger, because I see a lot of pastors, and the Lord was showing me across, look even this side and this side, a tremendous hunger among the pastors. The kind of hunger we saw in Angola, palpable. You can feel that hunger. You can see it. That same hunger like we saw in Angola, where thousands and thousands of very senior bishops, some of them, and pastors, some of them, you see they're in their 69 or they're in their 70s or 58, and finally hungry for the truth, hungry to hear from the Lord. And I think that this is the most important hour for the church in this globe now, globally as we speak now. Like I have said before, that this restoration of the church that is going across the globe and now is directed towards DRC Congo is coming at a very important hour in the history of not only the church but this earth. Because I have said again and again that this is the hour when the nations of the earth, when literally everybody on the earth is watching their news He's seeing what Greece is going through. He's seeing what is going on in the Arab world, in Iraq, in Syria, in Libya, in Egypt, in Tunisia. You see, in Mexico, seeing these things happening in Ukraine, seeing these things, and literally everybody is asking a question. This is the moment when the nations are asking questions. They say, what is this? What does this mean? Because we have never been this way as the earth. And that's why I'm saying that this deep cleanup, this restoration of the church that the Lord is raising here, is speaking to his servant about, and directing now for this moment towards DRC Congo, this is very timely, and it should be the prayer of every nation that this visitation comes their way, because this is the hour for the church, because they are asking questions in the world, and only the church has answers. Only the church has the answer for all the occurrences. And that's why the Lord is raising for me the work that I will do when I get to DRC Congo, the cleanup, the false prophets that will raise up and try to say, even me, the Lord has told me that. Even me, and then the Lord rebukes them by voice in this dream. He says, no, you're a liar. You see? And so, this is an interesting time of revival and the resuscitation of the church to bring her back to her life, that she may take authority and speak to the nations, give answers to this world that is longing for answers. Right now, for example, Kenya is dealing with this alcohol issue, which is such a big, it's like the country is lame on that matter of alcohol. Again, answers will only come from the church. However, the church cannot give answers except that those answers be the Lord's answers. And the church cannot give the Lord's answers except that the church is in right standing with the Lord. And that's why I have seen a tremendous visitation in the DRC Congo, a very honorable country, extremely honorable. The people are very honorable, they fear God, and it's going to be such a blessed time of revival and the healing service there, and the Lord will visit them in a mighty way, even as we prepare to get our bearing back to the big meeting that will take place in Eldoret in Kenya. But this is an interesting, beautiful time, because now the Lord is giving the other nations also the opportunity to get to hear this and see this. And so I've seen a big conference, very hungry pastors, very hungry for the truth. Their hearts are burning, the halls are full, there's no room for them. They are trying to come in, and they are all in love with the message of the return to holiness, the return to righteousness, and all of them, he is melting their hearts away with this tremendous visitation of the cloud of Jehovah. And we've seen how the Lord is doing wonders across the earth wherever he navigates his servants to. And so this is yet for them another opportunity to begin to experience what Kenya has been experiencing. And so I bless the nation of the Democratic Republic of Congo, and my announcement to you is that the Lord has shown me your visitation. The Lord is coming your way. The Lord is bringing a revival into that land. And that will be a transformative revival that will transform all sectors of the land. Transform everything from the economy to the livelihood, the life of people, but most importantly, to align their souls unto the righteousness of the Lord. May the Lord bless you even as we wait for the coming Messiah. Shalom.